I got nothing.
I was about to say, you gonna fucking introduce the part, or we just gonna watch the footage?
It's Pinball.
I'm fine
it's
with
Pinball
either.
Carnival. We've already seen it.
Yeah, but it's the best. Not, it's one of the zones in this game.
It is a zone.
I just noticed how broken the text on the welcome is. I know it's intentional, but
So yeah, it's a little distracting. Only when you're rewatching it like this, which no one else is gonna do because they're smart.
it's like when we're gonna do the Sonic 4 commentary, and we'll see Sonic the Portable written in the background of the casino stage in that.
This kind of reminds me of Twinkle Park a little bit. Like a mix of Twinkle Park and White Park from Sonic 4.
Yeah, I was thinking more White Park and Carnival Night.
I mean, I saw the
Carnival.
castle, but in that case, that's mainly what does it for me. And the roller coasters.
Yeah, there's the little castle in the back there. I see it now. Ugh.
Yep.
Twinkle Park is so much better. Oh yay, Mario. But worse.
Mario
That's like-
wishes he could shoot fireballs like that. And no more
Her-
Supersonic.
Her fireballs are so
Ah, fuck.
pathetic.
They're a ranged attack.
Yeah, but they go, if you're not moving, they go like 2 inches in front of you.
Yep.
It's less useful than freaking Knuckles' special power, which just shoots a fixed distance away from him, which is, longer than... What the fuck is going on? Oh, okay.
I don't think I played a game that's angered me the more I play it. You know what I
Let's
mean?
see. You don't think you've played a game that's angered you more as you play it?
Yeah, normally early on I feel if I hate it, I hate it, and usually I grow to like it more as I play it.
Sonic Frontiers, I loved it, and now I have lots and lots of things to say about that game.
I'm talking about my experience. I don't care about you.
Well, I thought you said, what about you, after you said that. Or you said, I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, yeah, that happens to me a few times. Dream Team, fun fact, came out the day that we're recording. Played a little bit of it.
Yeah, fuck you.
At first, I was like, man, this doesn't control like I was expecting it to at all. And I was a little disappointed. But now that I've, gotten a little more used to it, it's great. it's just so good. I just want to talk about that game already.
You can wait. We gotta collect rings right now.
No, you don't. Just
I
go
want it.
up.
I
Just,
want the rings.
You could just go.
No.
Yeah, you could.
This is my playthrough. You should have recorded it.
No, it's your playthrough. Why would I record your playthrough?
You should have edited it. I don't know. Fuck.
Finally, god damn it. I was getting freaking flashbacks to the Brain Scratch commentary of this, which is going on now, for those who care.
Are you talking about a particular one or just literally this game?
Just this game, how Lewis plays the game. Good job.
I'm
Look
sorry.
at that loaded screen. Oh, we're right here. I guess that works out. Yeah, they have to put the freaking checkpoint right in front of where you need to use the Chaos powers.
I feel bad for the 1 or 2 people who got to this point without a single Chaos Emerald.
Honestly, they shouldn't even let you unlock Trip's story unless you have all the emeralds. I know that's a little excessive, but...
I think it's playable. Like, you only need like 4 of them, so you can get the last of them. So I get what they were doing it for.
If you're,
but frankly, I'd be more offended if this was fun.
I'm just thinking of, the obvious amounts of children this game is marketed towards that will probably fail on Special Stage 5 forever. I don't know if you need Special Stage 5 or any of the ones after, but
We're gonna have fun with this. Let me tell you.
yeah, this makes it a little better that we have to hit these guys like 8 times now.
Just keep in mind that you are on a timer, and some of these
100
bosses
seconds.
are pretty long.
Yeah.
So if you run out of rings, you are out of rings for the boss fight.
And also keep in mind you can cancel super forms at any time in this game.
Really?
Yeah, you just press L and R at the
Oh.
same time.
Man, that would have been helpful at a later fight.
See, I abuse it during these fights because you can turn super in between hits, so you save like the 15 rings while you're
It's
sitting
the
there waiting.
pig.
Oh god. Hide. Trip, no, don't do it.
Well, we gotta greet him. We gotta go.
He's naked. That's just a naked fat man.
I call him Peter.
That's Eggman, but he shaved his mustache and is nude.
Peter Griffin, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter Griffin's buff Fortnite guy now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Peter Griffin's in Fortnite.
Dude, those images are amazing.
And that's an emote. The freaking bird dance is an emote.
Actually, that's awesome. I love that episode. Gets a little weird when Jesus shows up, but hey, whatever.
I like how you say that episode as if it doesn't happen several times.
No, he's like an actual character in that episode.
No, I'm talking about just Peter doing the bird dance.
He only does it like once in that one episode.
No, he brings it up a lot.
Does he actually? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, that's why it's his emote. It's like one of his more famous things.
What about his death pose?
That is like the most famous thing, I would say.
Or when
due
he
to meme culture,
gets,
especially.
Or when he gets hurt and just grabs his leg in exclamation
yeah,
for a while.
So in the new season of Fortnite, I can't believe we're talking about Fortnite in a fucking commentary, but in the new season of Fortnite, there are bosses in the map that you can defeat, and they'll give you like a coin that you can put in your inventory, and it'll regen your shields
Isn't
over
this
time.
a battle royale?
Yeah. You get something that'll regen your shields over time during the match. But yeah, when you defeat Peter, he's one of the bosses. He does his hurt leg animation before he disappears.
This is starting to sound like Halo Warzone.
Well, Master Chief is in the game. Also, this happened to you like 3 times in the stage now. You're standing next to a fire and you're perfectly safe. You jump and Trip's jump hitbox is larger, so she gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it doesn't work like Amy's hammer, because Amy's hammer is basically an insta shield, but it's like the same hitbox size, but you can get hurt while jumping. So it's like the worst version of the insta shield.
Trip is fully playable in the main campaign, so she is a fun character, and you can have fun with her, just not in this.
Yeah, this mode's horrible, and I completely understand why Lewis is waiting a year to record it.
Stop bringing up Brain Scratch, damn it. This is our channel.
What else are we gonna talk about? You started the part not knowing what to talk about, so.
And we got to Fortnite, so let's talk more about Fortnite. I never played it, so.
Oh yeah, so I'm what you may call an OG at Fortnite.
All right, moving on. New conversation. What's with these roller coasters? They're fun.
They make Sonic Riders noises.
Do they actually?
Yeah, we talked about this in the first go around.
Did we? I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, the fucking animations broke again.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, when they're about to explode, they make the like blep 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 noise.
Ah.
It's just straight from Riders when you're about to run out of air.
I found out Rumblebee was in that game.
Rumblebee?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Rumblebee?
He does the vocals in Secret Rings.
Oh.
The stage vocals.
Ah, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, he started
Speed.
he started in Riders. I almost said Free Riders. I'm like, oh god, no.
That does have a mod though now that lets you play it with controller,
I
and it's apparently okay.
I was about to say that the Kinect wasn't the only problem that game had.
Yeah, the problem it now has is that the courses are really simple, relative to compared to the actual riders. I like how I say the actual riders as if Free Riders is not a real game.
It isn't. It can't hurt you now.
It can, because it took away my fucking baby.
Oh please, your baby was dead beforehand.
Sonic Ride, people just don't understand. It's a good game.
Damn it. There we go.
Overthinking with portals? Question mark. Do you kill the Tails doll again?
Did I kill it originally?
I think you did.
I don't think
Because I was like,
I
I remember being like, I didn't even find this in my playthrough.
Are we sure? What? Okay,
I
this
thought
playthrough
so.
has been a fever through because I know when we went to record the last part in Start Trip's playthrough, I thought we had already started it, and I thought we were on this part. And so this playthrough has been a fever dream.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That whole excursion to get that fucking magnet shield was in vain.
I blame the game. Only the game. It's not my skill.
So, when is Sonic gonna be in Fortnite? I think that's what we're learning from this conversation.
Okay, what are his proportions gonna be though? Because
No,
like he
what
can't be
it's going to
small
be-
because that would be
what it-
broken.
What it's going to be, okay, is the skins that you actually get to play as are gonna be Tom the Cop and Robotnik from the movies.
You see,
Oh shit.
you see, at that point, can we just have Sonic Man?
I would take that.
That would be amazing.
I would never take that skin off. You didn't jump.
I jumped now. Why do
They
people
made
complain
the-
about not being able to see on this section? There's nothing to miss. You keep looping back and forth on those sections. I've never had issues
because
with the train section.
They don't see the fucking the arrows in the background like those. They don't really see those as arrows. They see them as just random background objects.
Really?
Yeah, that's
They're
what
fucking full.
that's it must be, because I've seen so many clips of people just missing the jumps on those, and they're like, how are you supposed to know you're supposed to jump there? And I'm like, there's arrows.
I've been so confused about that because a lot of reviewers have brought it up, and I don't know why.
You don't even need, if you just
Are
stand
the arrows
still,
like
you only
missing on
need to
PC or something, or a Switch? I don't know.
No, you only need to jump over the like spike, like chain buzzsaw enemies.
I'm sorry if anyone
So-
liked this boss.
I mean, I like this boss,
I'm
but
sorry.
I'm glad you're destroying it. Yeah, I don't like when Trip goes into ball mode. She's just incapable of flying out of it. You have to
Yeah,
land
it's
first.
Really bizarre. But I'm not going to complain because this breaks everything.
I'm going to complain because this is who I am. I love the super theme in this so much. This is one of the, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was
What was
unfortunate.
that?
That was unfortunate.
I think you hit the bomb after you killed Eggman,
I don't know.
instantly.
I don't know.
That's so
But that Egg
freaking
Robo
weird.
wanted to go down with a vengeance is what I'm learning.
That made me forget what the fuck I was just saying.
That's okay, it wasn't important.
It's kind of important.
Look, it's another pig. Yeah,
You shouldn't have got the fruit.
I got a fruit. Neat.
Yeah, that's the only reason the big animals pop up out of the end, is if you get a fruit in the little roulette wheel thing.
I'm learning things.
Ow! They don't want you to climb walls in this level. I remember this. I just played this because I was doing a second playthrough on my Steam Deck.
For Trip? Why?
But yeah, I was gonna beat the game on PC eventually, so I was just trying to work through this game.
Okay, these
I
fucking
ended up
eels.
stopping.
these
Yeah,
eels
they
are
stuck.
they start out in their attack, like the
Yeah.
clouds and like the spikes. So you're gonna get hit by them every single time.
Yep. Why? Why? Why'd you go in there?
I don't know, but we didn't have to watch it.
I mean, I guess there's that. But yeah, no. So my second playthrough so far, I did like half of it modded. So I did like the main playthrough modded, but then I got my new Steam Deck OLED, and I wanted to play something on it. So I was like, okay, I'll finish my playthrough of Superstars on there, and I don't have mods on my Steam Deck, so I'm playing Trip Story Vanilla. I get to press Factory. And the boss in the second act of that just killed me like 10 plus times very cheaply. I got crushed on the side of the screen. Like his hammer and the invisible wall on the side of the screen crushed me. And yeah, like that just kept happening for some reason. One time I just touched the side of the screen and he was on the opposite side of the map, and I just had an aneurysm, I guess, because I just died.
Neat. This
Yeah.
game is mind-numbing. So
This
anyways,
game
this
ain't
is the
no
part of the
Sonic 4.
This is the part of the playthrough where I gave up.
Okay, well, to be fair, the gameplay is not that different.
So anyways, this is how the channel ended.
Sonic 4 is better.
All I can say is, when are we gonna get to more retro-inspired indie games? Those were more fun.
Okay, you literally just said you're gonna do one.
That was outside of. That was off screen. And
I
thanks
know.
for breaking the fourth fucking wall.
Dude, the wall. We're literally talking to our audience the entire time. What do you mean break the
Yeah,
fourth
but we
wall?
didn't tell them that. We
I'm not
didn't
talking to you.
establish
I'm talking to our 49 fans because someone unsubscribed. We were at 50.
it for like an hour. That's great.
Yeah.
Alright, well, yeah. More retro platformers because there's too many of them.
We're playing one. It's Sonic Superstars.
Shut up.
It's Sonic 5 as we truly imagined it.
No, that was Sonic Advance 2.
No, it wasn't.
So anyways, this is useless.
Why did you use this?
Because
Fire,
I forgot
fire,
what this
fire.
boss was.
Amy's is the only good one. Ooh, she can just be a hammer bro, basically.
Wee.
God, I hate these bosses.
I hope you like that blue power-up. This is not gone now.
It's gone. You could have got 3 hits with that motherfucker. What the frick just happened?
I just bounced on everything.
You bounced on an enemy, but then you went into the stratosphere
Yeah, don't you
for
do
no
that?
reason. The
Never
badnik
land
bounce
on the
doesn't
ground
even
with
work
this.
in this game. One of them survived. Okay, there you go. We
I'm just super bored right now. I'm trying to use every power I can. Alright,
okay.
cool.
I was worried that he had another hit and you would have had to do it without rings.
Nah, we're professional here.
Why didn't you just facepalm?
I was sad.
Man, this game just does not look very nice on Xbox One.
Well, it's the same as other footage. It just stutters a
The
bit.
the textures are definitely a little nicer on my PS5.
Well,
This one, the
it
textures
still
look a
don't
little
look very
muddy.
nice. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, but I'm also playing the game at like 4K at least.
Okay.
Which is nice.
These fruit are really hard to hit.
Yeah, you just have to be in your double jump. You have to be holding the
I don't
jump
know
while
why,
you're in
but
double
until
jump.
the end of this level, I was not able to break them.
It's because you have to, when you're holding the jump button after your double jump, she has the little spiky spin. Yeah, that. You have to be in that mode to hurt the fruit.
Right. It was just being ultra precise because I was hitting it with them earlier.
Well, there you're just jumping on it with the regular jump.
That's not what I meant, but yeah.
I know. Well, I was just saying in that because we were looking at it, so just pointing it out. Yeah, you have to be in the fucking double jump. Oh yeah, the you saw the burst thing, but it's beneath you there.
It is beneath me. This game is beneath me. It cannot hurt me anymore.
Aren't you glad you got this and I got Frontiers?
All I have learned is we really should have traded. So I'm glad I could at least get the next 3D Sonic game. Have fun with whatever the follow-up to this is. If there is one.
Yeah, it'll be Superstars Plus. But the next classic Sonic game, yeah, that'll be mine. But you get the next Sonic Team made 3D Sonic game. I get Dream Team because he doesn't have an Apple device.
Stop rubbing it in.
I get a good 3D Sonic game. Holy shit.
There we go. Now I was getting it to work.
You have to be holding that double jump. Because if you jump and tap the double jump and then let go of the button, you'll be back in your normal jump animation. But yeah, it is really awkward to still hit it because you have to double jump onto things that are on the ground.
I slid on the wall. It's funny.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that happened in my my second playthrough. This freaking in Frozen Base Zone as Trip in the Tails Act, because you have to play all the extra acts as Trip in this. I don't know. I was trying to go back for some rings because I died at the act I died somewhere later in the stage. So I was gonna go back for rings, and it was through one of those like loops that lead you to the background. For some reason, I just got caught spinning on that after I went through it, and Trip would just slowly go backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards until I hit the boosters again. So now it sent me through the loop, and I'm back in the foreground, and I just kept spinning off into the horizon, clipping through everything until I was fully outside of the map. And yeah, I wasn't able to move or anything during that experience, so yep.
This game is great.
This game makes me sad. This game makes me wish Sonic 4 Episode 3 was canon.
Not even real, but canon.
Just canon. Well, clearly, Sonic and Tails had to save Little Planet. So, I think something...
Little Planet's in that game.
Yeah, Little Planet's is trapped within the Death Egg.
That's so dumb.
So, clearly, Sonic and Tails had to have fixed that.
These are so hard to time! So the game counts for your stupidity?
Does it?
Did you see that bounce? The water gun there?
That's there in the original. But
yeah,
there's
that's what
also,
I mean. It accounts for your stupidity.
It's even easier in the original because they have one right at that corner, so you don't even have to jump.
Ah. That was another
But that's
stage.
because that was another stage, and now you have to do the third act.
Yeah.
Do you remember when everyone said that 3-act zones were stupid? Because I do.
I mean, I'll still argue they're fine in Sonic 1 because they're really fucking short in Sonic 1, but... And Sonic 2 was just too short.
They're also really short in Sonic 4. This game, they're not short. this game, they're Sonic 3 and Knuckles length for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, this is the
Every
first
time
water
I try
level.
to use the water emerald in this, I lose it.
Yeah.
It is hard to control, and nothing here really... Everything here is in your way. You barely get to use it.
Yeah,
Okay, it's that
you
big.
have to be very precise. Oh yeah, it's the Mania sound file for the drowning music.
Shut
That's
the
something.
fuck up. You Sonic fan.
No, I'm saying that as like a genuine criticism. Like for the stage clear theme and like the drowning music and other various little jingles here and there. They just don't bother making new ones.
I mean, did they on the Genesis for like Sonic 1 and 2? I'm pretty sure they're the same there. I know Sonic 3 is a little different.
You were just eating invisible balloons or bubbles.
Yeah, it was weird.
But no, between Sonic 1 and 2, that makes a little more sense. But 3 has a different drowning music slightly, at the very least, and they all
it's
have.
different in 3 for all of them, but
They all have.
I think it kind of makes sense here because they do own it, and this game is trying to be somewhat similar to Mania. But
This
not
game
in
is
the great
trying
way.
to be this game is trying to just be Mania 2, because clearly they wanted a Mania 2 after Mania, which they said they were trying to do with Evening Star, but plans didn't work out there, probably because Evening Star wanted to do their own thing, or
Well, they said what happened. They had ideas for a Sonic game, but ultimately they just kind of decided let Sega do it. So.
Well, Izuka said he was discussing it with them, but he just said plans fell through and it didn't happen. And then somewhere around that time, Naoto Oshima approached him, or they were at that like party getting drunk, and they were like, "Oh, let's make a Sonic game."
Naoto Oshima was like, "So, is this what it was like working on 06?"
Nah,
And they bonded over that.
I think this game is a testament to the phrase "all good ideas happen when you're drunk." Whoa, that was neat.
Yeah. Look, Izuka, she's running on walls.
We had to alter the physics of Sonic 4 to do new things like ceiling running.
Okay, that has to be a mistranslation. That has to be a mistranslation.
Why don't you translate it yourself then, Mr. Japanese man?
Because whoever published the article didn't publish the original text. I don't know what you're talking about. This was like an IGN article.
You'll figure it out.
And also, I can't translate it yet. I suck. I don't have that Pro JPLT, whatever it's called. Forgot I needed to open that. There we go.
I want Sonic 4 Episode 3.
Then make it already.
No, I want them to make. Why would I want to make it?
Because Chaos X wanted 06 on PC and he made it.
Yeah, that's different than making a whole new game.
I'm just saying. It'd be short. You only need 4 levels.
See, if I did a Sonic 4 fan game like that, I would do Sonic 4 Complete, where I would include remakes of Episode 1 and 2.
Well, there you go.
well
You can start
as
with that. It'll
Episode
be an
3
easy
content.
foundation.
What'd you say?
There you go. Start with that. It'll be an easy foundation. You got all the level design made.
But then I'd have to get some kind of an artist to make zones. I do have
You see,
a full
but once
list.
you remake the other zones, you'll have notoriety if you put out a demo, and then you can make the original stuff when someone approaches you.
You're cheating.
I don't care. This game
Ew.
doesn't give me an incentive to not cheat.
They were smart, and you can't breathe fire underwater for some reason.
So this boss gets you rings. Also, at least super forms in this game don't need oxygen.
They don't?
I never ran out of
I guess-
oxygen there.
Okay, well... Yeah, but you did get a bubble at one point. And
I don't know, that
Trip,
feels like a piece of continuity Sega would forget. Because
seeing
that only
Super,
Hypersonic can breathe underwater.
Yeah, but in Sonic 4, Super Sonic could breathe underwater, so.
See, they already did forget it.
Yeah, because in Mania they reverted back.
Well, to be fair, that I
Supersonic
think
drowning.
is the first time in a Dimps game where you could use Supersonic mid-level.
Yeah,
Unless Generations DS had it.
no, it didn't.
Or no,
And,
Generations DS was afterwards
Generations
anyways.
DS was a year after, yeah.
Colors DS? I know it does have
I
Supersonic.
think I talked about this at one point, but the freaking Color Generations 3DS situation really irked me because Classic Sonic in that game has very accurate Classic Sonic physics. And that released in between Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2.
Yeah.
And neither episode has that accurate of physics.
Because it wasn't supposed to be.
I'm still just
It was
like...
a cheap-ass mobile game. And then
Yeah,
Izuka
but
got involved.
also you have Mr. Ken Ballo, or whatever his name was, saying in interviews that, oh, it's impossible to just replicate the classic Sonic physics. It's impossible to just take that Genesis code and put it on a new thing.
Yeah, Sega's...
Ken Ballo was stupid. He was just talking out of his ass. Like Azuka, he was
Wait, who's
he
Ken
would be
Ballo,
a great.
I should ask?
He was just the like Sega, I think, brand manager like during that time, or at least
Oh,
the Dimps
then he
brand
probably
manager.
knew nothing about what he was talking about then.
Yeah, he probably
Because
just said
didn't they do that already with Sonic Advance?
Yeah, they replicated the classic physics in Sonic Advance, and they literally, while he said that, had just released Color Generations 3DS with accurate classic physics. I mean, they're not perfect classic physics, but they're way
So clearly
more
that guy
accurate.
doesn't know what he's talking about. So then we need some good translated interviews.
Oh, he's American.
I'm talking about with actual Japanese developers and
Oh.
actual developers and not a brand manager. I don't give a shit on what he
well,
has to say.
I just think that Sonic
Fuck.
4, the people making Sonic 4 had their vision, and they slightly adapted it in Episode 2 to meet some fan feedback.
Dimps is a
But
pretty,
other than that,
as I imagine, a pretty big development studio taking on a lot of tasks. So I'm guessing the people who worked on Sonic 4 probably didn't work on Mania or even Rush.
well, yeah, they didn't work
Or not
on,
Mania, or Sonic Advance.
yeah, obviously, but also, like, within their studios, held the fucking classic Sonic physics that people wanted for Sonic 4, with Sonic Generations 3DS. So it's just very,
I think it's just they wanted to make something, and they did. It was turned into something it wasn't. I just don't think anyone knew the kind of floodgates that they opened.
yeah. You know what? It would be as if so I'm really liking Dream Team right now, but the Sonic 4 situation would be as if that game was just put on consoles haphazardly and called Sonic Adventure 3. It would basically be the same thing, or Sonic Adventure 3 Episode 1, if they wanted to go that route.
And no, it's an Apple-only spin-off game, so no one's gonna hate on it if it's slightly worse.
It's a mobile game. It has its own identity. It doesn't even play like Sonic. It like vaguely has the same speed of Sonic Adventure, but it is like a variation of the boost gameplay. So I think, yeah, if the Sonic 4 situation is literally just as if Sega told Hardlight to call it Sonic Adventure 3 when they made Dream Team. So, which would, yeah,
It's
everyone
just-
would fucking shit on them for that.
Everything about 4 and the decisions surrounding it baffle me.
Sega just does that. Like, that's Sega's entire MO. It's even in the early days, like the Genesis, all things considered, were like they made some terrible business decisions there, but it worked out for them for the Genesis. So they kept trying to do that for all their future stuff. and due to the fact that Sega of America and Sega of Japan were like in a feud. Nice. Hey, you used a transition. Holy shit.
Anyways, I turned into super trip during that, and I did not have enough rings, so it would have just been 80 seconds until I die, plus another minute and a half where I managed to survive without getting hit, but didn't finish the boss. So we cut that out.
And you put a transition. You learned.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You did a slide effect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about?
I only care if I can drink.
Yeah, well, we can't drink because you put a slide effect. That's on you.
So nothing happened. Duh.
Of course.
The video just played as normal. Nothing abrupt happened.
I was talking about... I for a second, I forgot. This boss sucks, so I'm going to keep talking about it. Sega's horrible decisions in the 90s.
Oh,
yeah, Sega of America, Sega of America, Sega of Japan were feuding. So, Sega of America was like, "No, we need 3D graphics now. Let's make an attachment for the Genesis called the 32X that has no games." And then Sega of Japan is like, "No, we're gonna just move on to the next console, Sega Saturn." And Sega Saturn did very well in Japan, but in America they announced it at like E3, or they announced it at E3 the previous year, but then the year after at that E3, they were like, it's not releasing this holiday, it's releasing right now, and that basically killed the Saturn on arrival.
Because it was also like $500 or like $500.
Yeah,
and then they dropped the PlayStation 1 and just said $299.
It was an expensive device. That wouldn't have necessarily been as big a factor to consider. Like, yeah, it wouldn't have sold as well as like the PS1, but you have to remember at the time Sega was still a respected console maker. So they did have a whole ton of third-party support lined up for the Saturn. Which a lot of that still came to the system in Japan, but the American release, they were just like, no, you just shot our plans in the foot by releasing the console early. That means our game won't be at launch and thus will not sell as well.
Another thing that killed it was Panzer Dragoon Saga, which was a really, really good game, but they made barely any copies of, and for whatever reason, that kind of served as their example of, oh, look, it barely sells, but they barely sold it.
Well, even for that, like, at that point, I would say the Saturn was, like, already considered a failure, because they had two Panzer Dragoon games. They had two Panzer Dragoon games before Panzer Dragoon Saga. So...
Yeah, the other thing that I heard about it releasing early is, despite the head start on PlayStation, no one could buy a Saturn because, like, none of the big toy stores had it. It was only small mom and pop shops and shit.
It was another reason. That was also because they were like, "Hey, let's release it right now." Like, retailers were like, "No, we refuse to take this stock for you. You can't just drop this on us out of fucking nowhere. We need time to like." Put up signs and shit and get the pre-order dollars. So they just straight up refused to hold the Saturn. And yeah, also, you know, there's obviously the fact that no Sonic game released on the system other than 3D Blast and Sonic R.
Unfortunately, Sega's one of those companies where like a good 80% of their games are really, really good timeless classics that people can look back on fondly. But none of them did well on release because of Sega's poor-ass management. So you're just kind of in a situation where none of the old Sega IPs are still around and kicking outside of Sonic.
Yeah.
And you're stuck with only indie games. Like, the only people to come out on top of this are indie gamers and indie game designers.
Yeah.
Because they're just sitting on a treasure trove of ideas that haven't been explored since, like, 2003.
Yeah, the age of the spiritual successor.
like we just got Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Dude, I want a spiritual successor game to Knights. I want a spiritual successor game to, like, fucking, what's it called? Burning Rangers. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot that blanked on the name there for a second.
Gun
But
Valkyrie. Obviously, we just got Jet Set Radio. Panzer Dragoon would be a cool one. But there's just so many good older IPs that are just being sat on. So
then,
indie game designers, get to it. We know you're out there.
And then specifically for like the Sonic side of things of this whole Saturn situation, Yuji Naka was famously a diva. And yeah, pretty like he would get what he wants or there would be consequences, that sort of guy. Yeah. So like he told Sega, we will make games for the Saturn, but none will be Sonic. Until eventually after
because back then, sorry.
Yeah, it was I mean, I get it because they just came off of making Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and half Sonic Team did Sonic CD. Like, I would not want to make another Sonic game immediately after that, personally. But at the same time, Sonic was still a massive name in gaming at the time. If they had a Sonic game at the launch of the Saturn, and if they didn't flub up the launch in America by releasing it early, I think it definitely wouldn't have been the best selling console of that generation, but I think they probably would have taken some sales away from the N64 maybe. And it definitely would have not been a complete and utter failure. And you know, Sonic Team did a few things for Sonic on the Saturn, and including Sonic Jam, Sonic World, also remastering all the classics for Sonic Jam, and then they did the special stages for Sonic 3 or Sonic 3D Blast. And it's theorized that all of those things that they did, specifically Sonic World and the Sonic 3D Blast special stages, those were all part of like an actual Sonic game they were making for the Saturn, which eventually became Sonic Adventure.
I was gonna say, you talked about sequels earlier, but I think one of the things that hurt the sequels for Sonic is at that time a lot of sequels weren't really a thing yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, Yuji Naka even said, like, for Sonic 2, he didn't want to make it until he could figure out something to make it worthwhile for programming.
Yeah.
And that's why literally the multiplayer of Sonic 2 is what made that game. Is what and it sucks, but because of its existence, it's the only reason we got Sonic 2. And at that point, it was too big of a game where Sega was like, "Well, fuck you, we need another."
Yeah.
So like, I kind of get it when they go into the Saturn and be like, "We can finally be free. Sonic's not here. We can make our own games." Again.
Sonic disappearing though was definitely a massive cause for the failings of Sega. Not the biggest cause, but one of the causes.
Yeah, because like Nintendo, despite going downhill in the 90s and having competition, was still always there. Still always had massive sales. They just went down a little, but they came back. Sega just had a slow decline. And I don't even know if Sonic would have saved it.
Yeah, like I said, they would have had to have made a whole lot of better decisions, including a new Sonic game on the Saturn. But yeah, Sega are just a terrible, terrible company.
That's like one of the things that hurt the Nintendo or Super Nintendo was like it was still another 2D console, and a lot of people did not want to buy it because you could play Mario on it, but you could also play Mario on this. So what was the difference? At least with the Genesis, because it was new with Sonic, it was something else. And then, actually, by the end of the SNES, video games have become so much of a mainstay. Brand recognition could actually sell a lot better, and you saw that better success with Mario 64.
Yeah.
And because it was also 3D. So
yeah, I think there's just a world
on so much.
Yeah, I think that there exists a world in one timeline in this theoretical multiverse of whatever shit where Sega of America wasn't stupid and Sonic Team were actively making a Sonic game on the Saturn. And I think in that timeline, Sega may still be making consoles to this day. Maybe not. Maybe they would have fallen just later. but I think Sonic might have gone into a cycle of one main game per console generation, and I think it would have been better for it because obviously that would mean more polished games rather than Sega being like, nope, we missed out on Sonic for 5 years. You guys only make Sonic games now. I don't know. Maybe it's all hypothetical. I just want to live in that timeline.